So what does archival mean? Archival means that your materials will last a long time. Non-archival materials, like paper, for example, that is non-archival, will yellow and get brittle and crack over time. Your paint will start losing its color. But archival means that it all these materials, if they are archival, will last a long time. So if you're just playing around, um, don't worry about having archival materials. But if you want your great great grandchildren to inherit your paintings, you need to worry about archival materials um, and use them. Non archival materials will deteriorate over time, so keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to uh, buy good quality materials. It's worth it in the end. Sometimes the price of the material is a bit much and it's quite expensive. So if you want to just test and see if you really like doing this, uh, just go to the dollar store and uh, buy some inexpensive papers, inexpensive paint, and use those. You can also get canvases there, but keep in mind that you're not going to make the perfect painting every time. A musician practices a lot, a dancer practices a lot before the actual performance. A baseball player doesn't hit a home run every time he hits a ball. Um, and it's the same with us. As artists, we need to practice. And some of our paintings are just practice in order to create that really, really good one. And don't be afraid to practice. So if you're intent on practicing, just use inexpensive materials. Here are some ideas for your mixed media collages. I'm giving you just a small selection of the different kinds of things that you can do in mixed media collage. The painting on the left here is a painting that I won first prize for at a competition. The others are other works that I've created. Here are some more examples that have figures in them. The face that you see there I use a lot. It's my daughter's face that I put through Photoshop, and I just use it over and over. Here's a video that shows what the papers we are making will look like, and they're awesome. Just watch. Hi, welcome to Mixed Media Collage. Many kinds of papers. This is the really fun part, where you get to see the kinds of papers you're going to create. See the variety of textures that happen. Now, I'm going to show you how all this happens. So basically, you paint one side of the paper, and the other side of the paper touches the plastic. Here I use different colored paint from a leftover painting, and that's the side I painted. Now, sometimes there are more modest, more uh, kind of quiet papers, and that's one. And here's the other side. That's the side that I painted. Now, this paper is bolder. See how the colors have blended, but some of the bright color still stays there. On the other side, the side that touched the plastic, you have all these textures where the colors blended in the crackle of the paper, all the wrinkles. Where there's big wrinkles like this one, sometimes you're left with white parts. Here's another modest paper. Very, very quiet. Good for landscape, very soft. And on this side, you have the textures. Again, two sides. One side that's very soft and muted, and another side that has bold, bright textures, like this one. See how the side I painted is a little quieter, and then on the other side it's bolder. This one's quiet on both sides, perfect for a sky. So is this one, perfect for a sky, except for that big hole in it. But sometimes holes are interesting because you can stick another paper underneath it and it makes it a more interesting uh, landscape. Here you could have probably a lake in there. So each paper is different. It's a little bit like Christmas. Every time you unfold a paper from the plastic, it's different. Now here's a suggestion. Don't fold your papers too soon or they start to stick together. That's what happened. But see how bright you can get? You can get really bold colors. No problem there. Here you have a dark, very quiet, nice for a landscape. Perfect. I like those. And you keep going. The pile is endless and you can get all kinds of papers that you would never imagine. Here I splattered paint. So on the other side I have little bits of color that changed. This side is a little quieter, more stripy like the ones we're going to make in the beginning. But look at the textures, the way the paint puddled. It's just beautiful. It's wonderful. It's an exciting paper to use, and quiet on the other side. Now, the selection is endless. Here's a bright one. Bright colors again. Bright reds, bright blues. See how I've already used parts of it. The texture is bold on both sides. That means the paint quality was a little higher, so I had lots of pigment in there. So now you've seen what these papers look like. And what we're doing next is we're going to make our own papers. So see you in the next step.